What's up, guys? I thought I would record a quick little video. I don't know why my hair is so poofy. I don't know what to do. Either I'm going to cut it a little bit shorter or I'm going to grow it out long again. I don't know. But this is like a awkward, awkward bob. Awkward bob. I just cut it with scissors myself. I took like 5 inches off. I liked it long, but it was too thin, frail. I needed to cut off the split ends. Um, okay. Power of a mastermind. Elaborated. We have a little sleeping kitty here. Luna Bear. She does not like to be picked up. The other one does. Luna Bear? No. No fun. That's Luna the Bear. She is also named Growly because she loves to growl. Yeah, grumpy little kitty, but very soft furs. I like her soft belly. So, did a mastermind call, first one. Two people in my group, Jessica and Gunta. This is pretty much how it goes. Intro, hey, how are you, I can talk to a brick wall, so, even if some people may be a little shy or English may or may not be the first language. It's all good. I can literally talk to a brick wall and get the wall to talk to me back. So, not saying they're brick walls, but I'm saying, sometimes just like randomly asking somebody if they want to hop on a 15-minute call, it can be kind of like I don't normally do that. You know what I mean? With that many people. But I'm going to explain to you why this is actually the best strategy on Skool. I'm going to show you my stats. This is what I took from all of my years of doing sales and getting very good at sales. This is also how I jacked up my businesses. Counting your numbers. Maybe it's mirrored or backwards, but comments left is the most important thing. You have to actually initiate conversations to build relationships, right? A response is them replying. If they don't reply, they just give you a heart. I mean, that's okay, but that means that wasn't really interesting enough to reply to. Groups process, that's just kind of what I do. I go through all of my friends' groups first. I see if they post anything, and if they do, I will like and comment because, we're all trying to rank up. You rank up by getting a lot of likes, getting a lot of comments, getting a lot of new members. So, and possibly making sales. So, new groups joined. I try to join, at least 2 or 3 a day. New posts, I don't really track that as much, but if I post in someone's group or how many times I post, new connection is actually more important than new member. DMs, that doesn't really matter either. I don't even honestly track how many DMs I do, but if I wanted to, this one should actually be changed. We're going to change this one to collab call because that's what it is. Call it a mastermind call. I call it a collab call. They're kind of like, what is that? It's surprising that more people don't do this. You would blow up so much faster if you did. But in the beginning, it was around 50 comments got me a new person to join my Skool community. It was by commenting in other posts, in other groups, right? And then seeing if there's a reciprocity or a mutual interest. Not always will I join their group and they join mine, but I am curious how they're running their own groups. I don't mind joining every single one of y'all's groups until I get to a certain point where it's just not possible to do that anymore. Some people have joined my group and I didn't join their group, or it just was a group that was not the same niche, such as a women's only group, right? So it's women's only. I would still join it and see what they're doing, but that's not exactly the vibe that they want to put in there. So in the beginning, it was like roughly around 40 to 50 comments equated to one new member. And this system was prevalent for my first 20 members. I'm already now at 21. My goal is to get to 50 in 7 days, which requires an average of 7 a day. That's a big goal. I don't know. We'll try. But, in 2 weeks, it's the first 21. So in another week, on average, that would be another 10. But we're going to see if we can do it another 30. Why not? Triple it. So I kind of got an intuitive download, which was like, yes, that works, but doing mastermind calls is actually even faster to get new members. The mastermind call is, it's not follow for follow, dude. It's mastermind for mastermind. Mastermind is much higher quality than a follow for follow. Follow for follow means I don't even really care about your content. I'm just going to robotically like and comment something. It's not very high quality. Mastermind means I think you're interesting or valuable enough, or I've connected. It's a higher level of connection. It's a static jump up to mastermind level. That means I would genuinely go through your posts and like I'd be curious about what you have to say. Doesn't mean I'll like every single one of them, but you would be something I'd be willing to do a call with, right? So it's the first kind of screen as well. It's not a rando that says they live in New York and then it says time zone, Nigeria, or Pakistan, like that says it's a white girl in Europe and then it says Pakistan, you know what I mean? Obviously spamming. So yeah, no spam, guys. Keep the spam away. But the whole point is to create a new connection, right? It's much faster to create a new connection by just doing a connection call. You get to know somebody probably 10 times faster, in about 15 minutes. So I'm willing to hop on a connection call immediately. 15 minutes, minimum. The first one we did today ended up being like 45 minutes or an hour. That was fine. It was two different, girls or women in my group. So that's fine. I don't mind going longer if I can, but, 15, like 10 minutes is like wham, like you don't even get to know somebody in 10 minutes. So 15 minutes still, it's a very short one, maybe 20, 30. Okay. But you just move faster. The point is we want new people to join our group, but like the people that joined our group that we actually became really good friends with and possibly coach them as clients, like there would be a higher level of a connection. It's very rare that someone's going to want to spend anything middle or high ticket, like 1,000, 2,000 plus. Like there would need to be a feeling of a connection, not necessarily a relationship, but connection, right? That could be blossom into a really good friendship. You never know. Or you work together for a little while and maybe it's just, kind of fizzles out. Maybe one person kind of burns out or just gets tired or they kind of slow down and give up on, growing their account, but their Skool community. But everybody moves at different speeds is what I'm saying. I move at a very fast speed. I'm just on here more, right? Maybe I can afford to do that, but I choose to, I choose to work sometimes, 12, 14 hours a day. So I'm just on here all the time. I ran out of post to comment on. I've gone through every single person in my networks, every single one of their posts already. I've just been on here for longer. So even though it's only my, start of my third week, I've probably been on here more hours than most people have been on here in like 3 months. So that's why I'm moving like 6 times faster. Anyways, the mastermind call is good. To really turbo speed. It's uncomfortable for people and there's a lot of resistance to implement this, but I'm telling you, this is the fastest way to get exposure and it's the fastest way to get new members. And not just that, but if you're really hardcore like me, you can't, it's not about just like joining groups and being in a capped amount of groups. It's like you need to go through all of those groups and leave the ones that you're not vibing with. To have a vibe with someone means you'd be willing to do a connection call with them. If you're not willing to do a connection call with them, that means there's not enough of a vibe. So to me, I actually don't even want someone joining unless it felt like someone that I would want to do a call with, right? So actually the call is really the floor of like the kind of person I'd want to come in. They can join and not do a call with me, but it's like, then that means they're going to be kind of a lurker, right? You want active people in your group. So people who are willing to do a call with you are much more likely to stay in the group, not leave, and support each other. My group is a mastermind group where if you want to be more engaged in the mastermind, then, try to like and comment every single person's post daily. Clusters of 5 or 6 people in a pod, I found is the best number. So we could have a few different pods going, and then you can change the pods every week. We could be in a new pod. That could be a fun thing to do. Fluidly changing mastermind pods, but I find 6 or 7 people per group is enough to where you could go through 7 people, because most people only post like 1 or 2 times a day. You can go through 7 to 14 posts a day. Just give it a like and give it a unique comment. Okay. I tend to post like 10, 15 times, sometimes more a day, which is some people tell me it's too much. I can't keep up with it. But I am just an active person, and I feel like there's just so much that I could talk about. Eventually, I'll move a lot of this content out to my YouTube channel, okay? Maybe I should only put some of it on my Skool. Maybe most of it should still be on my other social media accounts. But, like my ex or something. But, yeah. So, my argument is if they weren't willing to do a collab call with you, 15-minute get to know each other call, it's just as equals. It's not as pitching thing, you know what I mean? It's not a sales thing. You know, you can get clients from connection calls, or they may have something that you need and you may hire them from a connection call, right? As an entrepreneur, you're not threatened by talking about business in a connective and collaborative way. This is what you do in a paid networking group. You know, one person is in real estate, one person's in tax, right? Everybody kind of like swaps leads with each other. They try to help each other get more business. I am not doing women's empowerment. I am not doing astrology readings. I am not doing energy healing, really. I could try, but, you know, no. You know, I don't have any, you know, therapy or counseling certifications. I don't have any experience with children, you know. So there are so many things that, like, we're not even in competition with each other, you know. I would be happy for you to promote yourself. And if I hear of anyone that needs any of that stuff, I will send them your way, right? Counseling, therapy, you know, parenting, coaching, okay, even nutrition or fitness. I only have one guy in my group right now who does fitness coaching. So this is the power of the mastermind, okay? 10, maybe 20-minute call. Just get to know each other. It could be longer, you know. But basically the first half, kind of a meet and greet, you know, hey, I'm Ben, I'm in Austin, this and that, you know, random things about me. You know, how did you find out about Skool? You know, what other platforms do you post on? You know, how long have you been doing this? Okay, and then we maybe spend that next half talking about growth. What are your like immediate goals? What's your 7-day, 30-day kind of goal? You know, there's usually a number of new members goal or size of the group goal. There's usually a discovery rank goal, and then there's usually a monetization goal, right? And then anything else could be like, well, this, you know, Chrome extension tool was very helpful. I made these data sheet kind of guides. I did some deep dive analysis of like crowns, rockets, and diamonds. These are the highest paid ranks on Skool. You know, here's some interesting interviews. Here's my gym workout playlist. It can be all kinds of fun things. You know, I'm doing this retreat next week, or we're all doing this summit. You know, we're all going to meet up at this IRL event. So this is just what it means to be like professionally friendly and fun. Do you know what I'm saying? This is going to turbocharge the speed of your growth because most people are not doing this and they're missing out. Like, you know, we're also guarded. We'll go into each other's groups. Maybe even we join each other's groups, but like we're still not even connecting. Why be in someone's group if you're not even going to connect? You might as well just hop on a short call. Like you'll get to know so much more about them much faster on a video call. And then the best part is you can use this as content. People really want to see social proof. They want to see people hanging out either on video or in real life, ideally both, right? They want to see the big Zoom calls or group calls with a shit ton of people in there. That's really good social proof. That means they're doing stuff. They're very active. They are actually connecting. They are making friends on here. They're doing business together. That's excellent proof and testimonials that you are somebody who's moving. You are someone who's in the know. Right? You know a lot of people. You can connect people to all kinds of people. This is the basis of influencer marketing. Influencers just have bigger and bigger and bigger networks as they grow in bigger and bigger followings than the people that they reach out to. You know what I mean? It's a cascading series of levels based on where you're at right now. Do you know what I mean? Whether that's in business, financially, number of followers, you know, or how good you are at marketing, or everybody's got a different skill, you know, or profession. So you begin to branch out and connect with people who are in a similar niche, but slightly different, or a similar level, or, you know, live in a similar area, or a similar age, or similar, you know, industries, or quite honestly, similar interests and passions. I like anime. I like working out. I like powerlifting. I like cats. I like traveling, and I'm moving to Southeast Asia, so I like digital nomads and expats. I love travel vloggers. I like fashion and cologne and scents, and I like cosmetics as a guy. Although my hair looks like I don't take very good care of my hair, but wellness and the spa and all that stuff. So I like all this stuff. I like whiskey. I like cigars. I like hookah. I like mini golf. All kinds of things. I like movies. So, we connect on hobbies, and then we also connect, in industries, and then we connect on just sometimes it's just a vibration. I'm really into spirituality and holistic healing, kind of wellness things, Zen. I'm also really into motivation and mindset and, self improvement and personal development. I love business, but sometimes the sales, marketing, and tech groups, AI groups, can be a little bit dull, if I'm honest, very dry in there, So, all right, this is the power of the mastermind. It's very vital, I'm trying to schedule 3 of these a day, 3 mastermind calls a day, guys. We're going to move very fast. My 7-day goal is 50 members, my first sale, any size. And then, rank number 333. Today I was 666. Ooh, Diablo. But, we're already halfway there. Get it to the top 300. And then we'll start zooming in on that top 100.